Rangers lose 2-1 to the Tampa Bay Lightning in a shootout. And this is another kick in the nuts game where the Rangers could have got away with the 2 points, but unfortunately they end up losing what I felt was a 50-50 game for the most part. Not because the Rangers necessarily played great, but because both teams kind of just played awful defensively, in my opinion. There was no defense from either side, and the Rangers just couldn't capitalize on enough. There was missed opportunities by missing the net again. There was way too many breakaways that they didn't capitalize on. Special teams make me want to vomit right now, and it's just a complete mess right now with this team when it comes to certain things. We're going to talk about all of it, though. Before we do, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. We cover them heavily on the channel, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next. But we have a lot to talk about with this game because it was a high eventful game when it comes to the offensive side of things, because neither team decided to show up defensively tonight. There was just none of that, and it's unfortunate that the Rangers didn't, because maybe they could have ended up getting the 2 points, even though they didn't deserve it, because they did not. It's weird. You have so many shots on goal, but some of those scoring chances I didn't like. I really didn't like some of them, and I thought that they kind of peppered a good amount, but we'll talk about it. The Rangers unfortunately killed what was such a good first shift. They had a great first shift in the game, and it looked like they were going to actually have a good first period and a good start. And unfortunately, Tampa Bay ended up getting most of the chances afterwards, and Igor had to make some big stops. He made a huge one on Steven Stamkos in front of the net, and Trocheck then got a breakaway. Andrei Vasilevsky ends up making a save. Blais then misses a wide open net on a 2-on-1. Then the Rangers' first line gets a great shift from Zibanejad alone, but Chernak ended up breaking that play up. Then they got a couple deflection chances from Kreider, and then Mika ended up getting the puck, and he hammers that one home. That goal was unassisted, actually. So, yeah, puck ends up getting the Mika Zibanejad. He hammers that one home, and again makes it a 1-0 game. It was kind of a play in front of to the side of the net a bit there. Kakko was fighting it out with someone on Tampa, and then it ended up getting in front there. Kravtsov then got a breakaway opportunity off of a feed from Hedl. That got denied. Brzezinski then another dumb offensive zone penalty. This is the second time in the past 3 games they took one. I like Johnny Brzezinski, but he's got to stop taking penalties like that. It's going to hurt you more times than not. Thankfully, it didn't there, as the Rangers had a great PK. Kucherov had a chance at Igor stopped with a glove, but that was about it on that. And then Kravtsov had a nice little move to get a chance. That got denied, but slow start for the Rangers for the first. Looked great towards the end. It was the tale of 2 periods, like Joe Micheletti said, and the shots were 12-12, dead even there. So you can't be too mad, but you could also wish that they started off better, because the start kind of killed them a bit there, but they were still up 1-0. And then to start the second period, you have the most garbage thing that I've ever seen in a hockey game, and it's laughable. So Tampa Bay got a lot of chances early on, and then Panarin with a turnover. Tampa Bay comes the other way, and Fox goes too far up. Kucherov gives it up to Hagel. Hagel shoots on that. It's covered by Igor Shesterkin. The ref doesn't blow the whistle. Hagel just grabs it from underneath Igor Shesterkin and just throws it into the net. And I didn't realize that this was a completely different sport, but yeah, I don't understand how they didn't blow the whistle. That's what really blows my mind. And 2, how they even called that a goal or allowed it to be in the first place before reviewing it. I don't understand how that was even, how he got away with that unseen. But regardless, Tampa Bay, no goal there. Then they take a too many men following that, so that was a bit of karma, and unfortunately the Rangers couldn't capitalize on that. Panarin hit the post on one, and that was about it. The power play looked abysmal yet again tonight. We're going to talk further about that later on. Hedl then got robbed by Vasilevsky somehow in front of the net. Vasilevsky's a huge reason as to why Tampa won this game as well, man. You got to just give credit at the same time to Vasilevsky. And yeah, it's unfortunate that both goalies played out of their minds tonight, and one of them had to lose. Cole then went off for holding Kreider on a breakaway, and the Rangers got a couple of chances but couldn't score yet again. But that was a better looking power play than the first one. Still not good enough, though. That is for sure. Gauthier then denied on a breakaway opportunity, and the Rangers then had to make a couple good defensive plays. especially from Jacob Trouba, who made a nice defensive play to clear the puck away from in front of the net instead of putting it in his own net again this time. But Igor really balled out that period, and the Rangers kind of flipped it from the first period. They had a great start to the period, awful second half of the period. Shots were 19-14 in favor of the Rangers that period. Ridiculous. Third period, a little more quiet as shots were 11-10 in favor of Tampa. And Panarin made a nice little defensive play to stop Point backdoor. But Tampa Bay would end up scoring, and it is Braden Point who had a great shift there. Man, he had a great shift. And the Lightning just kept pressuring, and Point was left wide open backdoor. Steven Stamkos gives it right over to him. And yeah, Lindgren nowhere to be found, and that ties the game at 1. Igor then made a huge stop on Anthony Cirelli, and the last 2 minutes, both teams just went back and forth getting chances. But overall, it was just a back and forth period yet again. And then overtime, Kucherov and Point get a 2-on-1 to start it. They can't convert. Mika then misses wide on a 2-on-1 with Panarin. Hedl then got tripped by Hedman, and the Rangers did literally nothing on the power play. Artemi Panarin, the one time you're shooting, the puck is there. He had so many of his chances blocked in front, because why are you shooting the puck there with all that traffic? I don't know. But then we go to a shootout because, yep, everyone's favorite, a shootout. Steven Stamkos with a nice move to the side of the net. Igor makes a stop, though. Vinny Trocheck, I don't know why he was used in the shootout. Would have been nice if we had our first overall pick in the lineup, maybe, to go out there in the shootout, who's actually pretty decent in shootouts. Wouldn't have been Gallant, but nope, it said we need Sammy Blais in the lineup, who also missed that net. So Trocheck got, you guessed it, he got denied on his opportunity. Wasn't even a good move. Point then scored on his opportunity. Zibanejad denied. Kucherov then, he couldn't score on his. Panarin, though, beautiful snipe there on his. Then Colton goes, he's denied. Kakko goes, he's denied. Nick Paul goes, he's denied. Hedl, who's 0-4 in his career in shootouts, he's denied. Alex Killorn, who's 0-4, of course, ends up scoring. And then Adam Fox ends up getting denied. And the Rangers lose this one in the shootout. So, yep, that's it. 46-40 in favor of the Rangers for shots. They got dominated in the faceoff dot. 62-38 in favor of the Lightning. Yikes. Power play, 0-for-3. Can we please change something with the power play? Enough. Vinny Trocheck does not belong there. He is invisible on the power play. Panarin doesn't shoot enough. It's the same thing. Mika one-timer, Mika one-timer, Mika one-timer. Kreider's out deflecting pucks the way he did last year. Fox's shots just useless. Change something, please. It's infuriating to watch it on a nightly basis. And them not hitting the net, inexcusable tonight. Inexcusable how many times they missed the net. Would love the stat like last game where it was 23 missed nets. Would love it again because they missed a lot of nets tonight. Hits were 40-40. Block shots 22-17 in favor of the Rangers. Giveaways 5 for the Rangers, 14 for the Lightning. Not good enough. Not good enough. The first line I thought was actually very good tonight. Kreider, Zibanejad, and Kakko. I thought they were the best line tonight, and they got the most chances for the Rangers. Of course, getting the only goal, because again, the Rangers just don't score 5v5. It's just like last year all over again. Crazy, isn't it? How nothing has changed. But the first line definitely had a great game. Not going to complain with them at all. Zibanejad had a very solid game outside of his 25% in the faceoff dot. Kreider, though, had a lot of shots on goal. Had 6 on the night. 5 hits. He looked great. Kakko as well looked really good. It's amazing what happens when he gets ice time, isn't it? Unfortunately, didn't get a point. I thought he deserved it, though, on that Zibanejad goal. He really did deserve a point for that play that he made before the goal happened, but it is what it is. But that first line, liked it. Second line, not at all. Not at all. Panarin, Trocheck, and Gaudreau were awful. They were awful. Panarin left way too many pucks in the middle of the ice and allowed way too many turnovers. He had a couple nice defensive plays, but the turnovers need to stop. They need to. There are times where he's refusing it to dump it down below the goal line too, just turning it over right in the middle of the ice. Here comes a rush the other way for Tampa. Enough. Panarin did not have a great game. Trocheck, even though he had 6 shots on goal, didn't have a great game. Had a good one in the faceoff dot, but still would like to see more. I still want to see more from him. And then for Barker Goudreau, I thought he was a non-factor for the most part tonight. I didn't really like that line's game at all. They did nothing offensively for the team. They did a couple good things defensively, but just not enough. Third line, you had who was on the third line tonight? Why am I blanking? Hedl was centering, right? Kravtsov and Gauthier. Yeah, and Gauthier. I don't know why I blanked there. That line was okay. I thought Filip Hedl had a pretty solid game outside of him being used in the shootout. I don't know why. I thought Filip Hedl had a very solid game, though. I really did. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about his game, and he's looked great. Just unfortunate that he got robbed on that opportunity that he got. Again, would love to see him win more faceoffs, too. Would love it. But this team, again, some things haven't changed. They don't win enough faceoffs. And for Gauthier, he had a couple good opportunities as well. Didn't get enough ice time, in my opinion, but he had a pretty solid game. That breakaway opportunity that he got, he does it every game, gets at least one breakaway opportunity. And then when it comes to Vitaly Kravtsov's game, Kravtsov looked great. Kravtsov, he deserved a chance in the shootout. He has looked so good. Some of those moves that he made tonight were unreal. If he scored on that one move in the first period, I would have fainted. That would have been a goal of the year there. And he did that to Victor Hedman, too. He undressed Victor Hedman. I thought he had a great game. I think Kravtsov's not getting enough appreciation for his play as of lately. Fourth line was meh. Brzezinski, I didn't like that penalty that he took, but at least he won faceoff, 75% in the dot. And he was pretty effective for the most part outside of that. But you maybe would have liked a bit more. Blais needs to get back in the press box. And VASY had an okay game as well. He was okay. There was nothing great about his game. The fourth line was just okay. There were times where I thought they looked great out there, getting pressure going in the offensive zone and forechecking, looking hungry. There were other times where they were getting pinned way too much in the defensive zone, and I didn't like their play. So, yeah, it was weird talking about the forwards there, not mentioning Lafreniere. That was weird for me. The defense, Lindgren and Fox had an okay game. Lindgren had one really good defensive play early on in the game that I remember to stop a chance, but I didn't like where was he on that goal there that Brayden Point scored? Where was he? He needs to be better. Fox, he had an okay game. I didn't like the play that he made where we thought Tampa scored at first until we found out it was a hand pass into his own net or into the net, but regardless, I thought they were just okay tonight. I thought they were just okay. Miller and Trouba, I thought they were just okay as well. I didn't really like their game as much, but they were okay. And then for Schneider and Harper, Schneider looked great. Schneider's been looking really good. Harper looked actually pretty good tonight as well. I'm not too upset with that defensive pair. I think both of them looked very solid for the most part. I think the entire defensive unit looked pretty decent. Considering how, in general, both teams played defense tonight, I thought they looked decent enough. But you need more. You need more from them as a whole. That's for sure. But they were decent. And Igor Shesterkin, it's just difficult because like they had some good defensive plays, but it's just other times, nope. And then Igor Shesterkin had a great game, but no win for him. 39 stops on 40 shots and no win. It's infuriating. Let's get to Twitter. New York South 24 says, what now? I don't know. I'm kind of concerned, though. I will be honest with you. I'm a little concerned because what was that defensive effort? What was it? You need to be better next game against Florida. Zalo says, so we got like almost no money this offseason. Who's gone left, Hedl or Miller? Also, Kakko seems to be playing more physical. I like it. I'm not going to answer that first question, to be honest, because that's a later problem. I'm not worried about the offseason right now. If I'm being honest with you, I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to answer that. But when it comes to Kakko playing more physical, yeah, he looked good. He looked great tonight. Again, amazing what happens when he gets top line minutes, isn't it? Mika the Cried says, what do you think is the core of our power play issues? At least we got a point, though. Felt so winnable. Agree there that it was definitely a winnable game. When it comes to the power play issues, they're just way too predictable, man. They're way too predictable, and it's the same thing. Sabanage at one-timer. Sabanage at one-timer. Sabanage at one-timer. They need to change things up. Kreider needs to tip pucks in the way that he did last year. You need more from these guys. Trocheck needs to be taken off. You need to get Filipino on there. Actually get a shooting threat in the opposite dot. But yeah, you need more there. And yeah, that's all I could say with the power play. Kazoo says Gallant is so quick to shake up the lines to win a game. I guess that logic doesn't apply for the power play. That's what I don't get. I really don't get it at all. I completely agree. Why switch up the 5v5 lines when those were actually working for the most part, but the power play lines you don't? And now tonight the 5v5 lines didn't work well enough. Granted, Vasilevsky did rob them a couple times, but it is what it is. And then Matthew with a long comment. Wow. Sorry, but I can't keep waiting with these young players. At some point, someone needs to make a difference. I understand they're young, but Kakko's been in the league for 4 years. When are we going to see the finish element in his game? One of them needs to be traded for a valuable piece. I don't agree with this. If you're talking because Kakko hit the post in on that one chance that he got, was that in the shootout? It might have been, but I don't agree with this. Kakko had a great game tonight. I don't agree with this. Filipino had a great game tonight. Kravtsov had a great game tonight. Who are we upset about? Nobody was finishing their scoring chances tonight either, so for as much as you want to say it's just them, this is a team issue right now. Nobody's shooting the puck well. So I don't agree with that. You also said it just keeps getting frustrating. Even when they're playing well, they can't get a break. I know VASY is good, but someone has to bury one. Then Kakko hitting the post on the shootout. Yeah, pretty much the same comment as before, and I was pretty much going to give the same answer. Kids are starting to really frustrate me. I mean, how many chances can they get and not bury one? It's crazy because of Vasilevsky. At some point, these players need to start finishing their chances. I don't agree for the most part. Yeah, they have to start finishing chances, but nobody was scoring tonight. Nobody was. Vasilevsky was just superhuman. And yeah, the team can't get a lucky bounce, like you also mentioned in your last comment there. They can't get a lucky bounce, and it's unfortunate. And Tampa got most of them, and it is what it is. That's just the way hockey goes sometimes, unfortunately. But what can you do? That's going to be it, though, for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, leave a like on it. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.